What up? It's your boy Wall Street, back again, checking in with all of you fine people. And today, I want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks because news broke a little bit earlier that Damian Lillard has been ruled out indefinitely with deep vein thrombosis in his right calf. So he's been held out of the lineup for the past 3 games or so with a right calf strain or right calf soreness, whatever you want to call it. And, they finally did enough, imaging and testing to find out that this is thrombosis, which is, you guys might be familiar with this term now because we're all becoming doctors this NBA season. But this is the same condition that Victor Wembanyama had, and it is a blood clot. So first and foremost, prayers up, hoping that Damian Lillard is okay. His health is the major priority here. It's not about basketball when you have a serious affliction like this, so I'm hoping he's going to be good. They did say that he's on blood thinners or blood thinning medication, which is, stabilizing the issue, and it's beginning the process for him to, get back to, healthy enough to play. But obviously, we don't really know what they're going to do about this and if it can be treated as quickly as they want to. Obviously, this is a horrible point in the season for this to happen with the Bucks, having rebounded from the horrible start to the season that they had. They started the season 2-8, right? They were November 10th, they were 2-8, right? And they've worked their way back to be a playoff team. They've clinched the postseason. And there's obviously just feels like everything in the kitchen sink has been thrown at them this season. Bobby Portis suspended 25 games for the anti-drug policy. I made a video about that. I don't think the way he violated the policy was malicious. I feel like the suspension was harsh, personally. He just took the wrong medication. He was not trying to do anything in terms of PEDs or taking, illicit substances. So that's a tough one. He is slated to come back on April 8th. That is the earliest he can return from his suspension, which means he'll get a handful of games in before the playoffs start, which is better than nothing. But still, it's very hard to acclimate yourself or reacclimate yourself to the team once you've been out for that long of a period of time. And now they might be forced with, Damian Lillard might be out for the remainder of the season, including the playoffs. So this team is not very deep, especially outside of their, main stars in Giannis and Dame, right? Giannis is averaging 30.2 points per game this season, 12 boards, nearly 6 assists, 1.2 blocks, 0.8 steals. He's their offensive and defensive leader, bar none. And Damian Lillard also averaging nearly 25 points a game, 7.1 assists per game, leading the team in assists, 1.2 steals. And this is a major blow, man. This is a major blow. And both these guys have missed time so far this season. Giannis appearing in 59 games, Dame appearing in 58. Bucks are at 71 games so far this season. I think they're going to play against the Nuggets. That's their next game, Wednesday. And, Bobby Portis is really the other guy of this team. I mean, Brook Lopez, too, plays a huge role. I'm a big fan of Brook Lopez. But obviously, Chris Middleton's gone. Kyle Kuzma has been inserted to this team. Kyle Kuzma is doing a decent job, but, I mean, it's going to be hard for Giannis and Kyle Kuzma to really, make it through a playoff series. And frankly, with Dame being out, the race in, let's call it the 4, 5, and 6 seed in the Eastern Conference, those are definitely able to be mixed up a little bit. So we got Indiana right now at the 4 spot at 42-29. Milwaukee's at 40-31, 2 games back of them. And Detroit is at 41-32. So they're basically tied in terms of percentage with Milwaukee. I believe Milwaukee owns the tiebreaker. But this could turn into Milwaukee finishes in 6 and they play the Knicks in the first round. And if they don't have Dame Lillard, they are certainly not winning that series. Like, I frankly am not picking the Bucks to beat the Knicks with Dame Lillard, but it's definitely much more of a question if Dame is healthy. You know, and obviously that 4-5 matchup between Detroit and Indiana, if that does happen, I'm taking Detroit all day. I have so much faith in Detroit. I hope they make some noise in the playoffs, but that's a story for another day. But Milwaukee, I think, could beat Indiana. I still think it could be tough with Damian Lillard out. I think it becomes, okay, Indiana certainly is likely going to win that series if Damian Lillard's out. And this is a huge blow to the Milwaukee Bucks. And this season has just become more and more forgettable as we've gone on, honestly. And it's sad. And the hardest thing about this is they don't even own their draft pick. So I made a video about this earlier in the season, like when they were doing real bad, they don't even own their draft pick. I think if it's within the top 5, it goes to New Orleans. And then if it's, 5 or I guess 6 to 30, it goes to Brooklyn. So they're slated right now to pick 19th in the draft if the season were to end today, just based on the standings. And so that 19th overall pick will go to Brooklyn, right? Which Brooklyn just has a litany of first-round picks. Brooklyn's going to have their own pick, which is going to fall somewhere probably in the top 6. And then they're going to have Milwaukee's pick at 19. They have the Knicks pick at 26. They have the Rockets pick at 27. So they're going to be loading up with young talent. So Brooklyn's on their way for sure. But man, this is just rough news for the Bucks and Bucks fans. This has just been a rough season. But luckily, Giannis and Dame are under contract next season. So even if this season is a wash, they'll be able to come back next season. They're both under contract. Kyle Kuzma is also under contract. You got Bobby Portis with a player option. You got Pat Connaughton with a player option. Kevin Porter Jr. with a player option. But Kevin Porter Jr. has played pretty well, so he might be able to get some more money. His player option is pretty light, only $2.5 million. So, and you still got AJ Green, who's been a big piece of their team. He's going to be back next year for sure. And, you got Andre Jackson Jr., big fan of him. But, after that, man, in 26, 27, gets a little bit lighter. Bobby Portis not under contract. Pat Connaughton not under contract. Kevin Porter Jr. not under contract. AJ Green also not under contract. And Damian Lillard will have a player option in the 26, 27 season. So it does go to say that, if this season does not work out, they do have, the major core of their team coming back next season. This is the final year of Brook Lopez's deal, making $23 million this year, and he's 36 years old. So I would imagine he's probably going to come back, but who knows, man? He's nearing the end of his career, so he might just try to go make as much money as possible. And I don't know if Milwaukee's going to be able to pay that, or if they're willing to pay that, especially based on just, he produces, but he's not producing, $23 million a year numbers. That's just kind of what it is right now. But let me know what you guys think, man. Obviously, like I said, prayers up and hoping that Dame is going to be good, hoping that he comes back healthy, he recovers fully, because this is a scary injury. This is a scary thing to go through, and, wishing him the best and hoping that, everything goes right. But let me know what you guys think, man. I want to know your thoughts on the Bucks, what you think about this news that broke about Damian Lillard. Where do you see this team going? And just, comment, let's link, let's build, let's talk. That's all I'm about. So let me know what it is. I'm going to catch you guys later, man. Stay safe, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.